Hello, my beautiful merfolk. Welcome back to another Mercedes Talks. Don't mind crazy setup today. I am folding laundry, getting all packed up. We're going on a little mini trip in a couple of days, so I really got to get ready. But I also have this rare moment as a stay-at-home mom where I am alone. So I thought I would maybe record a couple videos, get some of my thoughts out while they're in my mind, and yeah, really just go from there. So hold on, let me organize these socks. What did I do here? Okay, start folding laundry and we'll just have a chat, you and me. I really want to talk to my influencer people. So influencers, I need you to be listening up for this because we are going to have a really important talk. So I have gotten really big into the anti-MLM movement and content and really all of that. But I think it's really important that us as influencers get together and not support these companies because they're the business model of MLM or multi-level marketing. They also go by, social selling? I don't know, they're going by all sorts of weird names right now. So I'm going to throw out a couple companies to give you an idea. A lot of times I'll tell people, oh my gosh, I'm really big into anti-MLM right now. And I'm watching all these anti-MLM videos. People are like, what is MLM? And when I say multi-level marketing, they're still like, okay, but what is that? So the examples I always give are Avon. Everyone knows Avon. Avon, Beachbody, Monat, which if you know me, I actually use Monat products. So now I'm just using what I have, running it out, and probably gonna try really hard to find something else that works for my hair. It has been a lifetime trying to find products that work for my hair, so it's a bummer trying to find something else, and I'll get into why exactly in a minute. Monat, what else? There's so many out there. It Works is one that I've been contacted for many a times. Savvy, that's a pretty new one that's getting really big right now. Everyone knows LuLaRoe. Everyone saw that Amazon documentary series, which I actually haven't watched, but one of my favorite true crime podcasts, True Crime Obsessed, covered that. So I listened to their coverage of it, and mostly that's enough for me. If they tell me not to get into it, I'm like, okay, I trust you guys. So, but those are some examples. So, as an influencer, you might be wondering why I'm even talking about this, why this might even concern you. You're like, I don't work with these companies, so not a big deal. It's doesn't even apply to me. But it does, because I'm noticing these companies show up on influencer platforms more and more and more. And I've seen fellow influencers, and myself included, work with these companies without even knowing that they're an MLM. And I can't even be certain if it's the companies themselves setting up these collaborations or the consultants for these companies, or both. So I'm going to kind of go into a little bit about what is so bad about an MLM. So I'm really not trying to encroach on these amazing anti-MLM content creators who already exist out here. I will link them below. I'll link my favorites below. They do a really great job of explaining what an MLM is and why they're so bad. But for the context of this video, and I can give you guys my perspective as a fellow influencer. So I do feel like I have a unique perspective on this, and I've been in MLMs before. So I feel like I do have a very unique perspective on this. And that's why I decided to make this video and to try to raise awareness and hopefully get this in front of the eyes of many other influencers so they can be a little more well informed. So So story time. I had a Beachbody coach reach out to me just a couple days ago, and was like, hey, I saw that you like my post or something, or like, looks like we have so much in common, because in my Instagram bio it says fitness. So of course, if my bio says fitness, I'm constantly, and I do mean constantly, being reached out to by Beachbody coaches and now by Savvy reps. Those are the two companies I get reached out to by the most, just because my bio says fitness in it. And for the record, I am a certified fitness instructor. I've been certified prenatal and postpartum for 4 years. For 4 years, I've been certified prenatal postpartum. And you don't need a general fitness certification to be certified for that. So I had that certification, and then very recently I am personal training certified. But so I've been a fitness professional for 4 years regardless. So it's actually really frustrating for me as a fitness professional to be constantly reached out to by Beachbody coaches who are not professionals themselves. And I was in Beachbody for like a hot minute, realized it wasn't for me, and then I went and got certified myself. So that's my little sidetrack off the sidetrack. So going back to our story time, she reached out to me, and I was like, just, hey, if you're reaching out to me about Beachbody, I'm not interested. I don't support MLMs. And I kind of like left it as that. And she said, oh, well, it's not an MLM. Which, first of all, yes, it is. Okay. Yes. And she said MLMs are illegal. Okay, again, step back, because oh my gosh, there's literally just so much to unpack here. So most of the time, the argument you'll get is pyramid schemes are illegal, because most people will say, I don't want to be a part of your pyramid scheme. And most people in an MLM will be like, well, we're not a pyramid scheme, we're a multi-level marketing company, because pyramid schemes are illegal. And now she's saying MLMs are illegal. And I'm like, girl, you're in an MLM, first of all. Second of all, even if that were the case, this company is still getting through the cracks. And just because something is illegal doesn't mean that people aren't gonna do it. Am I like, okay? So people in MLMs are trying really hard to get away from the word MLM now, but they are still an MLM. And what defines an MLM isn't just the pyramid structure, okay? That's really not it. It's the fact that the only way to make real money in a multi-level marketing company is by recruiting people. That's the only way to make real money. Can you earn commission just by selling products? Yes. However, you're probably not going to make enough money to like quit your full-time job. You're probably not going to make enough money to quit your full-time job, period, because all that money really relies on recruiting other people, hence why my inbox is constantly full of people trying to recruit me. And so the problem with that is, one, it's not sustainable. Like, there is not enough people in the world to constantly be recruiting and have everybody win. Not everybody can win, because you're counting on people below you and below you and below you to constantly be recruiting. You have to pay for the products in order to be in the MLM. Okay, so let's stop there for a second. So that's part of what's wrong. What's wrong is that you have to constantly be recruiting in order to rank up, in order to earn the bonuses, whatever. Another part of the problem is it's always advertised as your own business, which is not. Just as us influencers are like private contractors, so are the people in an MLM. The big difference between us and people in MLMs is we are paid for our content. So we are paid if we're going to, just do a post or a story or a video or whatever it is for that brand. And I'm not going to say everyone gets paid. There are definitely collaborations where we get product for post or whatever. And it definitely depends on the size of your influence, I'll say. But typically, we're paid for that. In an MLM, they are not paid for all the posts that they're making, the stories that they're sharing, for any parties that they host, whether that's in person, on Facebook, on Instagram, whatever. They're not paid for going live. They're not paid for constantly reaching out to people. The only way that they get paid is maybe for sales, mostly for recruiting. And that's the only way that they do get paid. So yeah, as an influencer, you might actually make more money. I have my issues with the influencing industry as well, but that is for a different video. So that is another problem. But they're constantly advertising it as your own business. So I want to talk about the differences between starting your own business and the differences between of being an independent contractor for an MLM company. So when you start your own business, yes, there are probably going to be startup costs. Yes, you're not going to be paid hourly because you don't have anybody above you. When you start your own business, you are the business owner. You are your own CEO, and you are in charge of paying all the bills, assets, whatever, for paying out any employees, for paying out yourself. You are actually in charge of everything. As an independent contractor for an MLM business, you are an independent contractor for another business. There is an actual CEO and corporate side of the business, and you are not it. You are under them. You're probably under whoever recruited you, who's probably under whoever recruited them, so on and so forth. 1. 2, you have to pay in to be an independent contractor. Okay, so let's again compare that to being an influencer. Every influencer will tell you to never pay for products, right? We should never have to pay for a product as an influencer. If a brand wants us to help them reach more people and increase their brand awareness, they're going to send us those products for free, whether that's also part of a paid collaboration or not. We are getting those products sent for free. There are some companies that I'm happy to pay for a product if the product price is low and I don't actually feel like doing like a collaboration. I might pay for it, try it myself, and if I enjoy it, I might give them a shout out on Instagram, sure. But if we're doing a collaboration together, I shouldn't have to pay for any other products, because my job as an influencer is to increase your brand's awareness, and if that's if you're gonna work with me, that's how it's gonna work. Because it takes a lot of time, effort, planning, everything to create the content, to write up my post, to post it, and really just the maintenance of keeping my Instagram platform like the way it is, my followers, my engagement, etc., etc. But as an independent contractor, you are paying for the products, and they mask it as, well, if you're a business owner, you would have to pay startup costs. Sure, yes, absolutely. But they're not a business owner. They are an independent contractor, like an influencer is an independent contractor. We never pay for our products. This person, the MLM person, has to pay for their products in order to be an independent contractor for this corporation. And they have to continuously pay for products in order to stay active, in order to make money. And it's like, the math isn't adding. It does not add up there. And so that's why many people who join an MLM don't make any money or end up losing money, because they are constantly having to pay for overpriced products in order to be in a system that is designed for most people to fail. So that is the problem with MLMs. And again, if you want like more details on like MLMs and all that, again, I will have some of my favorite anti-MLM creators linked below. I encourage you to go give them a look, go do your own research, etc. But that's why I'm very much anti-MLM. It is a system really designed, again, for most people to fail. It relies on recruitment, which means it's really just not ethical. All right, we'll leave it as that. It's just not an ethical business practice. And our job as influencers is to be educated on what we are promoting, because our audience is looking up to us. So we really need to be careful about the things that we're sharing, products, brands, etc. Because I personally would never want to misdirect my audience. No, like, I never want to misdirect them, period. And I feel like, you know, I have. Because I haven't always been anti-MLM, but I also haven't always been educated. Which is why it's so important to always strive to continue that education on anything, really. But it is always important as an influencer to be knowledgeable on the brands that we are promoting, because not just looking out for anti-MLM, but with the big Black Lives Matter movement that we got these past couple of years, you know, more people are paying attention to, are these brands all inclusive? If LGBTQ plus is very important to you, as well, which I support the community. Like, again, are these brands inclusive? Have they ever shown that they're not inclusive? Is this a brand that I want to be showing to my community? Because ultimately what we share represents who we are as well. So that being said, let's go back again. I've seen these MLM companies on many major influencer platforms, on Aspire IQ, on Coley, on Apex Drop, which is more product for post. So I don't typically use them much, but I've seen some stuff on there, I believe. And there was another one, Intelligence or something like that, very recently, and that and one more, Perlu, because Perlu is kind of like influencer and brand, more like community. So like people can like post on there looking for collaborations as well. So that's part of the reason why I've seen some stuff on there. I usually ignore it, but now I feel like it's kind of my responsibility to talk on it, because we don't want to show support for a brand that's unethical, in my opinion. And you can do your own research and make that own determination for yourself. I'm not trying to like force my opinions upon you. I'm just really trying to like educate, and again, you can make those opinions like on your own, but I don't want to support brands that are unethical. But also I notice a lot of consultants, people in MLMs trying to recruit or prey upon people who want to be influencers, saying basically like if you join my brand, I can help make you an influencer, which is problematic all on its own. So, I'm gonna like list off a couple of brands that I've worked with and have seen other influencers work with on Instagram. Shackley is one of them. Shackley, what's the other one? It's a Beauty Counter. I didn't even know was an MLM. I mean, I didn't know any of these were MLMs until I started doing my own research later. Beauty Counter. So Shackley, I got products from, and then they kind of ghosted me actually, but I've seen them on, there's another platform. I've seen them on Social Native, and I actually, dear friend of mine who's an influencer as well, has worked with them, like a paid campaign for Shackley, but they're an MLM. And what's weird to me is that they would be willing to pay influencers to post for them. So basically pay influencers to work for them, but they don't pay their independent contractors when those people will share a post or a story or go live and talk about Shackley and their amazing products and their amazing, business. So I find that extremely interesting, questionable, unethical, because these people we just won't go into it. So Shackley, Beauty Counter, I got products from them, didn't love them, I think I gave them away. It was never pressure to post, I just got products to try and was like, cool. I had no idea that they were, again, an MLM. I was like, so weird. When I found that out, I was like, whoa. What else? Thrive by Lavelle. I got products for them in exchange for creating a reel. So my reel might be out there somewhere. And I wrote a little jingle, which is, I'm really bummed about now. They said I could share that if I wanted to. Should I just post that video that I made? Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Thrive, I had no idea, was an MLM. I should have trusted my gut. I've looked at these companies, and except for Beauty Counter, I didn't look at Beauty Counter, but I looked at Shackley and I looked at Thrive, and I thought, is this an MLM? But then they wanted to pay me, so I was like, well, maybe it's not an MLM. And then recently, I was reached out to by, one was on Aspire IQ, which is a major influencer platform. If you are an influencer, I'm sure you're on it. Oh my gosh, they have the, liquid collagen, I don't know, pudding collagen thing people are putting on spoons and eating. Modere. I was reached out to by Modere because they, how Aspire IQ now has this ambassador whole section on their platform, which I hate because I hate ambassadorships unless I completely adore a product. Please just pay me and let me move on. Anyways, but I must have thought it looked cool. I think honestly that I might have filled something out for Modere. And then they reached out to me on Instagram, not on the platform, but on Instagram, and specifically said they liked my profile on Aspire IQ. I thought that was really strange. It was just this woman who said that she was a consultant with Modere or worked for Modere. I'm pretty sure she is a consultant or whatever they call themselves, but I'm pretty sure she is the technical term independent contractor for Modere, and she wanted to get me on a Zoom call with some other person, presumably her upline, to try to get me to become a part of Modere, pretty much. They pay out twice a day for commissions, which I think is bizarre in the first place, and I never really go into anything thinking that I'm going to make tons of money on commissions. And so to get paid twice a day, I'm like, get paid what? What am I really going to get paid twice a day? And if I make no sales, I'm not going to get paid, right? So it's I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. But I was like, that name sounds familiar, Modere. So I looked it up, and guess what? It is an MLM. So I did not work with them, although I was like this close, like getting on a Zoom call with them, and I'm easily like swayed. So that would have been scary for me. Anyways. Oh gosh. So there's a couple MLMs to look out for. They are on influencer platforms. They are preying on influencers, and the problem with us sharing them is that, again, what we share represents who we are. So if we share that out, other people might think that that is a reputable business, and then they might think, one, that you're actually associated with the business. Maybe they even think that you yourself are an independent contractor for the business. They might go sign up for the business, and they could potentially lose a lot of money, lose out on a lot of time, and there's a lot of detrimental effects that can happen when someone joins an MLM. Again, I encourage you to do your own research. This is my opinion, but it does seem to be like a lot of brainwashing. In my opinion, seems to be that if you don't succeed in an MLM, then it is all your fault, and it can be very detrimental to somebody's mental state and just state of being. So I am going through my own social media. I had an interview with a friend who's in an MLM. I am taking down. I know people that I really like and care about who are in MLMs, but I'm just not supporting that business anymore. And I just wanted to help spread awareness, especially for us influencers. If that's something you support, that is your prerogative to support it. I just want you going into it knowing exactly what it is that you are supporting. So I guess that's it for my video today. Just stay on the lookout. Make sure you're always doing your research on companies that reach out to you, what they're all about. Just always do your research, because remember, what you share, it represents who you are. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. And if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And I would love if you could subscribe. And if you are an influencer, please give this video a share. Like, help me spread the word to all of our influencer friends, what they should be aware of, what they should be looking out for. And again, just remember, like, this is a representation of, like, who you are. Your followers are looking up to you. We've built this community. It is your community, and they are looking up to you. And if you endorse a product or a company, that means something. I know a lot of us, like, this is our business, this is our income, and, you know, we need the money. A lot of my influencer friends are moms like me, and it is, like, really important for us to be able to help support our families. But just remember that it's not just about us. Our followers are looking up to us, so what we share is really important. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Remember that you're also really important and amazing. Bye.